Hey there, folks. Sparrows here, coach of the New England Eeveelutions, your team in the IBL. It is week 4, and we're up against the Happy Valley Hariyamas, coached by Mario B. Link in the description below. Now, before we get into things, this once again is a post commentary, not on purpose. My audio keeps crashing. I don't know why it doesn't. It never crashes for me for work when I do recordings for work. And those are longer, if not just as long as the recordings for these Pokemon battles. So I don't know what's going on, but my Pokemon battles are cursed, is what I'm getting at. So apologies for the post-com. I actually don't think it affects the quality of the battle that much, and it's actually a pretty good battle. So I won't ruin too much about it. Now, taking a look at his team, he's got some massive threats. He's got the Rapid Strike Urshifu, which is both G-Max Urshifu is just insane. He's got the Mamo, he's got the Clefable, he's got Incineroar, Bronzong, Decidueye, Duraludon, Ribombee, Garbodor, Swoobat, and Pikachu. All really threatening Mons for the most part, except for that Pikachu. But even Pikachu's a really solid low-tier pick. So, his team is good overall. Really, really strong team. I think he might have been second in the draft. So that explains why he's got some real power. He's, not only is he getting first picks, but he's also getting some really good wheel picks too. In terms of what I think he's going to bring, I think the Ribombee's kind of a guarantee because my team's so fast. So he's gonna want webs up. He's gonna want webs up. Sorry, I'm making fun of myself while recording. Probably shouldn't do that. I don't think we're gonna see Pikachu. I don't think we're gonna see Swoobat. I do think we're gonna see Garbodor because Garbodor does pick up Toxic Spikes from Toxapex. And I think that's going to be something he's going to want to do. I also think he sees that I don't have a very solid Defogger or Rapid Spinner, so he's going to want to get up spikes of his own, which is my game plan. I'm planning on him doing that, and you'll see why once we get into the match. I don't think Duraludon's coming. Decidueye's not coming. I don't think Bronzong's coming. I don't know why Gengar is visible. Oh, there's Gengar from last week just hiding behind him. Or the week before, anybody. So, yeah, I think this is the team he's going to bring. All 4 of his Power Mons up at the top, and then Ribombee and Garbodor are going to be the tech that he brings this week for Sticky Webs and then also Spikes support. As for us, we are going with a team that looks like this. Our Ninjask is built to take on the Ribombee. Our Cobalion is built to set up on the Garbodor, and everything else is pretty straightforward. Heliolisk is Choice Scarf in case I can't get rid of those webs, and I need to outspeed his a Choice Scarf Mamo or a Scarfed Urshifu if there's ever the chance for Scarfed Urshifu. So it's just the Scarf is for insurance reasons mostly, and then our Cinderace is going to be a heavy duty boots Cinderace so that we don't have to worry about webs if he has webs. And then we're also packing Court Change in case we want to give him his webs back. So without that said, let's get into this match. So as we can see, Mario is bringing exactly what we thought he was going to bring down to his Garbodor, which is great for us. That tells me that he's most likely going to lead Ribombee, which means we're going to lead Cicada Mode, our dedicated Ribombee Annihilator. The goal is to dual wing beat Ribombee so his Sash doesn't do anything, and then we won't have to worry about webs at all. And obviously, if for whatever reason he does get webs up, say he's a Scarf Ribombee, we will be able to Court Change it later in the game anyways, because we also are bringing Court Change on our Cinderace. So, the battle begins. We're leading Cicada Mode. Let's see what he leads. Eventually, once this black screen disappears. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Welcome to Moto Stoke Stadium, y'all. We have a battle against Mario B and Pocket Sparrows. So he leads with his Ribombee. We lead with our Cicada Mode. And we are ready to get our match on. once the, there's the UI. Here we go. So we're going to go dual wing beat. It's what we've planned for. It's what we know will put him down on his luck. We're going to hit him hard and strong with a choice banded dual wing beat. Listen, I know people like to run acrobatics on their cicada modes, on their ninjesks, but let me tell you something. Choice band, it does the trick too. You don't need to worry about acrobatics now that there's dual wing beat in the house. He swaps into his Clefable Shadow. That's because he does palette swaps, so this thing's going to look like Gengar on his end. And we do only pretty much a clean half, maybe 55 to 6%, and then you get some lefties out of it. Now, I don't want to take a Fire Blast. I don't want to take even a Moon Blast. I don't want to take a Thunderbolt, really. So I'm going to decide here what I actually want to make the swap into against Clefable, and I ultimately decide, hey, let's go into Rabscuttle here. There we go. Thinking if he wants to go a fire move, which I would probably tech for Tangrowth, and also for Cobalion, we can eat it with Cinderace, and then also Rabscuttle can eat a Moonblast if for whatever reason he wants to go straight for Moonblast. He, on the other hand, is sort of taking a while to decide what he wants to do. I wish that the post-com accessibility was a lot easier this game, like the previous gens. It's a pain in the butt sitting around waiting for the match to narrate. There we go. So we make our swap. He just goes for a wish. So he's just scouting me out, seeing what my sets are and what I can do, and just how threatening I am. Now, I could go for an Iron Head and do some damage to him, but I actually think he's probably going to want to swap into something that will be able to take the Wish and threaten Cinderace. Looking at his team, I'm thinking maybe the Mammo if it's thick fat, but I don't think he'd make a hard swap into that. Maybe the Incineroar, or maybe, he could even go to Urshifu here, and I think Urshifu would be a good choice. I'm just going to go for Pyroblast, Pyroball, rather. I'm thinking that maybe he's going to go into Garbodor, because he's shown me that his Clefable is especially defensive, so I think Garbodor is going to be his physically defensive Mon. And I want to try to get a burn on either the Urshifu or the Garbodor when he makes this swap. I know it's only 10%, but 10% is better than nothing. We're going to get some damage out. And unless my other option would be to hard swap, but if on the off chance he keeps Clefable in, I just want to do damage. So he does make the swap into Garbodor, and we go for our Pyro Ball. Look at that animation, best animation in the game. Fire starters get all the good stuff, and it does about a clean 50, and then he gets his wish, obviously. So this is perfect for me because I want Garbodor on the field so that I can set up on it. So we're gonna make our swap into Toxapex. That is our game plan. This is what I practice for. This is it. I know what is going on. If we can get a Scald Burn on Garbodor, then we can set up freely with our Valiant. That's our Cobalion, and get a lot of Calm Minds up, and then just hopefully wreck his team. That's the game plan. So we make the swap into our Spinelli. Shoutouts to Recess. Y'all might be too young for that reference. No, I feel like draft Pokemon fans are in the older demo. He goes for Stomping Tantrum. We eat that fairly nicely. We are weak to it, but we are physically defensive. I'm going to go for a Scald here, fishing for that burn. Let's go fishing! Weezer has a song called Fishing, but I can't think of it right now. He goes for Spikes. This is actually okay. I want him to spike me up. I do have Court Change on our Cinderace, so once he's all spiked up, I'm kind of hoping that he wastes his time spiking up while we fish for that burn, is honestly where I'm at. And I also hope that he drops some Toxic Spikes too. I hope he really just wants to hazard stack on me as much as possible. We don't get the burn, which is a pain. We're going to go for Scald again. That's all we can do. All we can do is just fish for that burn. fishin'. Sometimes you can only get a C+ bass, you know? He goes into his Clefable. No burn on the Clefable either. He's got these lefties, though. I don't like the look of these lefties. I'm going to be honest. I don't like the look of these lefties. I think he's going to go for another Wish. I'm just going to go for a knockoff. I think it's the fair play to make. So, yep, he goes for that Wish. We're going to go for a knockoff. We're going to take those leftovers so that we don't have to worry about any recovery on his Clefable's part outside of Wish. Now he's forced to sort of play the Wish Protect game against us. Sorry, I hit the table. So now I want that Garbodor back. So I'm just going to drop a layer of spikes. I go for Toxic knockoff again. That's interesting. Maybe, yeah, so he goes T-Wave here. And this actually will prove to be a huge pain in my butt throughout this whole match. So we get a full para, which doesn't matter that much. We were just going for a knockoff again, expecting a swap. So that's fine. I don't mind. I'm going to go for Toxic Spikes. Yeah, so here I go for Toxic Spikes, because I just want that Garbodor back. I don't care about this Clefable. This Clefable clearly can't do anything to me. And I can't do anything to it, but I do want to get that Garbodor back, and we can sort of bait the Garbodor back in with Toxic Spikes. And we're going to go for a Scald, trying to get this burn on this Garbodor. Now it's going to be a little bit more difficult because we are getting parried every few turns. But we're gonna fish for it. Let's fish. Let's fish. Yep, so there he is. Brought back in exactly like I was hoping, and we get the para. So no Scald Burn this turn. Let's see what happens the next turn. Let's see if we can get another Scald going. Everybody, let's go to the Scald today. Oh yeah, so constantly throughout this battle, my controller was going dead, was dying. I was very worried that we weren't going to be able to complete the battle. Up and another para. So no Scald Burn today, folks. Let's try once more. Let's see if we can get a Scald Burn on this Garbodor. Or if we're just going to get Stomping Tantrumed into the ground. And there's another Stomping Tantrum. Oh, it hurts. Oh, actually it doesn't hurt. It doesn't do much. Throw a Tantrum all you want. We go for the Scald. We land it. Does it burn? Does it burn? No burn today. No burn today. Try again tomorrow. My health is getting a little low, though. I don't like my health being this low. So I'm going to go for a Scald. See if we can get a burn. But I think this might be my last Scald before I have to make a swap into Tangrowth. He actually predicts the Tangrowth swap. And goes for Gunk Shot, does nothing to us, which is fine. And we get the full para again. No Scald Burn, only death and destruction. He's able to heal back up, which is fine, because once again, we want to set up on this Garbodor. But it's just a pain. Oh, we're going to stay in and we're going to keep on scalding. Okay, yeah. So everybody enjoy this para Scald match. Here we go. Let's see. I just want to fish for that burn. Once I get a burn on this thing, we're going to be able to get in business, you know? This is what we planned for. This is what we practiced for. We land a Scald. First time in forever. Does it do anything? Yes. Finally, we have a Scald burn. Whew. Been waiting for that. I know you've been waiting for that too. And there it is. Oh, yeah. Now he can't do anything to us with his physical moves. Now he can't hurt Valiant with anything. I'm gonna make the swap into Valiant here. Yeah, this is what we planned for. I was thinking, I don't know why I hovered over Tangrowth. I was like, I wonder if Rhodey should do anything. No, we don't need Rhodey. We need yes, our Cobalion. So there's our Cobalion coming in. He goes for another layer of spikes. And this is great. I want him to spike up. He's probably going to go for a third layer of spikes right now, would be my assumption. He thinks, hey, my Garbodor's kind of useless unless I get this last layer of spikes up. Let's get him up. I'm going to go for Substitute. Behind the sub, he can't break it. my assumption was it was going to take 2 hits for him to break our sub, but actually, as we learn in the course of the next few turns, it takes 3 hits for his Garbodor with the burn to break my sub on with Stomping Tantrum. And I think that's just because Stomping Tantrum wasn't. So we're gonna Calm Mind up on him. We get some good mileage out of the Calm Minds that we can sort of pull off on him while he's doing this whole should I break this subroutine. And yep, he's gonna Stomping Tantrum. Let's see, that's the second hit. Still doesn't break the sub. I am very surprised. I'm feeling very, very good at this point. The thought that, oh, I can get even more Calm Minds up on him while he does this sort of Stomping Tantrum dance. It's very exciting. Very, very exciting. Substitute, honestly, Substitute is kind of the thing that I've noticed is like the easiest way to get good differential in Draft League. It's if you know exactly what mon to set up on with a substitute, and you can like reasonably hit their whole team with the two other moves that you have available in your move pool, you can set up a substitute on their walls and just do crazy damage. So we're gonna go for another substitute. Let's get some more mileage out of this. And he's just gonna keep on trying to pop us. Keep on trying to pop us. But we're gonna get some more Calm Minds up. I believe this would be either our 3rd or 4th Calm Mind. Oh, I'm just gonna go for a Flash Cannon. Honestly, I should have gone for another Calm Mind. But thinking that maybe he'll swap, I think was my thought process. I bring him down low enough where I can start hitting him. Now, I actually don't want to take another hit from his Stomping Tantrum because I don't want to lose my sub now. So I'm just going to go all in and start attacking. I think I probably could have gotten another Calm Mind up, and if I wanted to be really greedy, I could have probably set up another sub on him and dealt with him that way, which would have been nice. But we're sitting pretty at +3, and I'm ready to. Ooh, ow. I keep on doing that. I'm ready to dominate his whole team with Cobalion. We're gonna be able to punch a nice hole into him. So he goes out into his Rabombe, and I'm thinking, does he think he can do anything with Bug Buzz? It doesn't matter. Let's take him down to his Sash, see if he's even sashed at all. He did swap out. And he goes for Sticky Webs, which I don't blame him for. It's not a bad move. We're going to go for a Flash Cannon here. Let's see it. Boom. And it brings him down to his Sash. He was sashed, unfortunately. Now here's where the fun tech comes in, and this is why I've been so smug and happy about this set. I did not think the set was going to work, but it did. So we actually go for a Focus Blast here, and I think the question is, why go for a Focus Blast? You're gonna miss your Focus Blast. Focus Blast always misses. And to that I say, yeah, we're blunder policy, baby. So now we're at +3/+3/+2. So eat a nice Flash Cannon. I don't think there's anything you want to bring in that's gonna be able to handle the might of Cobalion. He's shaking in his boots. He's shaking in his boots. There's nothing he can do. We're outspeeding everything he's bringing, even if he's bringing Scarfers. There's nothing he can do to pop our Cobalion now. That's not necessarily true. There's actually a few things he can do. But we are sitting very pretty and very intimidating with our Cobalion. I'm sure at this point he was probably thinking, oh no, is there any way that I can survive a hit? Can I do the right calcs for this? And honestly, I did my calcs wrong. I'm just gonna spoil. Here we go. So he goes into his Urshifu. Now a Focus Blast on an Urshifu, if it connects, is an OHKO. But I forgot to do the calcs on Dynamax. I think I built this team like a few days prior, and it just slipped my mind what exactly the calc for the KO on the Urshifu was. So Focus Blast should be an OHKO on Dynamax, but of course he's going to Dynamax here. He needs that health to absorb it. Focus Blast actually is with a +6, it's an OHKO on Urshifu, so I probably should have fished for a few more Calm Minds, which is unfortunate because, yeah, I was ready to sweep here and I just totally forgot that I needed 6 Calm Minds to do the trick. But we go for Focus Blast and it brings him down nice and clean. I think we probably could have gotten away with 5 Calm Minds, and that probably would have OHKO'd the Urshifu. He goes for a Unseen Fist or whatever it's called, the Max Knuckle, and that knocks us out. And he's got a +1 speed, but I'm not worried at all. We're bringing in Meringue. Meringue's gonna spook him. So this is our choice Scarf Heliolisk, which means even with the webs, we are outspeeding him. He doesn't have any sort of max airstream up, so we don't have to worry about that. A Volt Switch will kill. We'll get a safe swap into whatever we want, and the game is still ours at this point. That's my thought process. There's no way he can outspeed, which is really nice. Even with the webs. There we go. And he makes the baller play. I commend him so much. He goes, I'm gonna die. He wouldn't bring Heliolisk in if it wasn't gonna be able to kill me. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna swap out into Manny. So he makes a really good prediction, and he swaps into his Mamoswine, and I'm not able to take out his Urshifu. And here I'm deciding, okay, so what exactly do I want to take from this Mamoswine? And ultimately I decide, I think he's just gonna go for an EQ. And I want to keep my Tangrowth around for this. So we're going to go into Cicada mode. And Cicada mode doesn't need to do its job because the Ribambi's gone. He just goes for knockoff, which doesn't kill us. It does do a lot of damage, though. So here I wanted to see, is this thing going to be, choiced in some manner? Is he going to go for Ice Shard? If he goes for Ice Shard, that tells me, okay, we got to play around him being obviously not Life Orb, but maybe like leftovers or just something. So we're gonna go for the Leech Life, and we're gonna just see what exactly this thing is. He does go for knockoff again, which tells me that he's most likely, and I think probably pretty likely he's choiced. And it looks like choice banned by that damage. I don't think, I know that Ninjask is pretty frail, but even with the, Ninjask is pretty frail, but even with the resistance to knockoff, I think we should have taken the knockoff a little bit easier on our Ninjask, is I guess what I'm trying to say. I feel like I just walked into a new room and all my thoughts disappeared. We go into Cinderace here. We can kill with a Pyro Ball. We can kill with a Iron Head. This thing is threatened. So he withdraws his Mamoswine and goes into his Clefable. I think his Clefable must be his dedicated switch into us. And we actually go for a court change here. So all of those spikes, all of those webs, I don't have to worry about them. They're your problem, my man. I I'll take a knockoff. I'll take a Choice Banded knockoff on my Cinderace. You're not going for EQ. And now I know you're choiced. So now that he's got his Clefable in here, I'm going to straight up Gigantamax. Let's see it. We're going to go for the Iron Head, or Max Steel Spike, and get up some defense so that we can threaten even his Mamoswine if he wants to bring his Mamoswine in to try to take us out with Earthquake. He's not going to want... Oh, yeah. It's not an Oko, which I think is pretty unfortunate because, as you remember, T-Wave. Yeah. Not great. Honestly, not great at all. But we're just going to go for another Max Steel Spike because I just want to boost up our defenses as high as they can possibly be. That way we don't die to an Aqua Jet, especially if it's like a Choice Banded Aqua Jet. I think we saw that his Urshifu is actually Life Orb though. There we go. Pop, pop, pop. And there goes his Clefable. No need to worry about his Clefable. We're at +2. We have Sticky Webs and we have Spikes on our side to our advantage. Now he's got to decide, how am I going to deal with this? So he goes out into his Incineroar and intimidates us. And here we see actually that his Incineroar is heavy duty boots. Now I actually don't have anything to hit Incineroar with. Obviously because I went Core Change, I did not have space for High Jump Kick. So we're just going to go for another Max Steel Spike just to get even more defense boosts. And he withdraws. So yeah, he just popped in for the quick Intimidate. There's my controller again. It's gonna die. He goes into Urshifu. Urshifu takes the spikes, takes the webs, and we get parried! So no dead Urshifu. I'm gonna go for Zen Headbutt. Now, my thought process here is we should be able to live, and we should still be able to outspeed because of the webs. I guess I did my speed calcs wrong because oh no, this doesn't do the thing. Yeah, and he's just gonna crit right through all our defensive boosts, which makes sense. I honestly thought we were quicker there, which. What a shame. What a shame. Really seeing the work being done by that para. So we go into Meringue. We know he's afraid of Meringue. He can't go for Aqua Jet on us. I'm gonna go for Grass Knot. Thinking, okay, if he stays in Urshifu, his Urshifu is dead. If he goes into Mamo, his Mamo's dead. So we go Grass Knot. And he's staying in, and we just take him out with Grass Knot. So there goes his Urshifu, and now he is down just to his Incineroar and just to his Mamo. Now he can't go into Mamo here because we've shown that we have Grass Knot. So he's going to go into Incineroar and gets an Intimidate off on us. I'm going to make the swap into Spinelli here. Our physical wall. We can take a fire attack. And even if he wants to go for like an EQ, we can take that too. So we come in, and I was not expecting Swords Dance. I really wasn't. This thing is so frightening. So frightening. I decide, okay, I don't want this guy Swords Dancing up on me. I can't handle that. We're just gonna go for a Haze. Because I believe we can stall him out if he's got one Swords Dance, but if he's got two, we're oh no. Oh no. If he's got two, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So he's taking his time, sort of figuring out what to do. I already know what I'm going to do. So we see how much a +2 Earthquake does. And it looks like that's about 50, maybe a little bit over 50. We get our haze off. Popping that Swords Dance. I don't want to worry about it. I don't want you to worry about it. Now, what do I do here? I think, hey, could he possibly swap, or could he possibly want to go for another Swords Dance? I think he wants to go for another Swords Dance. We're going to go for Scald. We just need to get some damage off on him. Honestly, we probably should have gone for Scald the turn prior, too. But if we just get some damage off on him, then we can go in with Heliolisk. But we get parried again. We just need to get some damage off on him. If we get even the slightest amount of damage off on him, we can take care of his Incineroar with our Heliolisk. One Scald does the trick. Obviously, I want to keep my health up, so we're gonna go into Rhodey here. He goes for a knockoff, predicting the switch. That also would have killed the Toxapex. I think it was a very good play. It does about half to us. It does a lot of damage. I'm thinking, okay, what do we do? I think here what we do is we sack Rhodey, and that's exactly what I do. Is I go, if he wants to go get greedy, let him get greedy. I'm going to go for whatever move I have that will just do the most damage to him, because I just need to chip him. If I chip him, Heliolisk can do everything I need him to do. And he's not running Flare Blitz. He's running Fire Punch. So my hope that he was going to even wear himself down in the game with Recoil, it's not a thing. Not a thing that we have to work. Not a thing. It's not a thing. So here I'm going to go for, essentially what I have to do is I have to hope for a crit now. Because I really needed to land that Scald. So we're going to go for Volt Switch. I don't think he's bringing in his Mammo. He's at +2. He's sticking in. We're going to go Volt Switch, do as much damage as we can, and hopefully this will bring him into range for Surf. And we're going to make our swap into Spinelli. And there goes his Earthquake, and I believe this takes out our Toxapex. Even if it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't really matter. So we've lost both their walls to this Incineroar, which is a great set. I did not expect this Incineroar set. And now we just have to see, okay, does this kill? Does this kill? Does this kill? Does this kill? Surf, it shouldn't kill without a crit. If we got the Scald off, if we got Scald and then a Volt Switch off, which was the plan, then I wouldn't have to worry about this guy. But we need to hope for a crit. He's taking his time deciding what he wants to do. What do you want to do, my man? What do you want to do? There we go. And we go for a Surf. It's not enough to kill. Crit would have killed. And then, yeah, he goes for EQ, which is obviously a KO. And we lose the match. I would like to say this yeah, this was a frustrating match. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually cackling like a madman the whole time because I was like, oh, come on, why? Yeah, this match, we had it. We had the cat in the bag, and then it just got out thanks to Para. Yellow Magic really screwed us over. I think if I was going to make one major like there's two misplays that I made. So like it's not just the hacks. But obviously, all of those para hacks did kind of come into play in some manner. But I think the big changes I would make is I wouldn't go for Haze with Toxapex when I brought Toxapex in on the Incineroar, because once again, just getting some Scald damage off on the Incineroar does so much for us in the long run of the match that there's no, we should have gone for Scald because obviously he's just doing too much damage even without any sword stances against us. And then the other thing I would have probably changed is I probably would have gone for some more Calm Minds on our Cobalion, just to really bring that Urshifu down to a point where he wouldn't be able to survive coming in on Cinderace and KOing Cinderace. Because I think if Cinderace was still kicking with those +3, or it is just +2 because we did get the para. If Cinderace was kicking with those +2 defense bonuses, I think we would have been able to do enough damage to Incineroar and do enough damage to Mamoswine to really just threaten him and take him out that way. But because we didn't we should have been greedier with our Cobalion, because if we were greedier with our Cobalion and we were able to hit our focus blasts, then we'd be in a good position. But c'est la vie. Check Mario out. Mario's a great guy. I don't have any ill will towards him. I'm just so defeated. That match should have been ours, in my opinion. And now we're -2. You know, that's our differential and also our win streak right now. Hopefully next week we can get a live comm actually going and get a win. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Sparrows, and until next time, take care.